How high of a spaghetti tower could you and your coworkers build? So a few years ago, there was a man named Peter Skillman. He was a designer and engineer, and he set up a series of experiments around the world. And he challenged groups of 4 to build towers out of 20 pieces of dry spaghetti, out of a yard of string, a yard of tape, and 1 marshmallow. So there were 4 types of groups in this timed competition: CEOs, attorneys, business students, and kindergartners. And when the competition was done, it was really interesting to see, on average, who built the highest tower. Coming in 4th place were the business students that had, on average, less than 10 inches tower. Next were the attorneys that had, on average, a 15-inch tower. Then the CEOs at number 2 with a 22-inch tower. And ranking number 1 were the kindergartners at, on average, a 26-inch tower. So to most of us, this seems really preposterous. It seems like the CEOs or the attorneys or even the business students should be able to win this competition, certainly not the kindergartners. And that's probably because we usually look at skill when we should be looking at how well the group works together. So what's really interesting is how each of these groups approached building. On one hand, we had the business students. They started out with a strategy. They came up with a plan. They talked about who was going to fulfill what role. They were very purposeful. And on the other end of the spectrum, we had the kindergartners. They didn't have a plan. They just jumped in and started working together. They didn't even talk a lot. Everyone just started building. The problem is that the business students were incredibly concerned with their own status, with hierarchy, and with inter-team competition. Whereas the kindergartners jumped right in. They didn't really care who got credit or who did what. They were just there to build together. And that's so often a problem in business today. So many people concerned about their own credit, but it's amazing what you can do when you don't care who gets credit. The best teams and the best leaders take a little more of the blame and give a little more of the credit. When it comes to workplaces and company culture, it's not about skill, it's about safety and belonging. It's about creating a team where people feel supported, where they're not looking over their shoulders because someone else is going to take their credit. If you can create a workplace where people feel safe, where they feel like they belong, and they're happy to give credit to others instead of try to take it for themselves, you'll have an incredible company culture.